Howdy, folks. Hello, and welcome to my graveyard. I'm your host of the evening, the Cemetery Man from Salem, Mass. Always taking names of kicking candy ass, recording in a living color here with you on Grande's Graveyard. Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we've got another illustrious Arrow Blu-ray Spotlight video for y'all, and I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. I hope you're up for a little bit of American giallo flavor here, because this, of the 1970s, which is my favorite decade in horror, this has got to be amongst the most underrated titles that came out in that decade. Burnt Offerings is always up there. And then I would probably say this movie, of course, from the year 1976. Same year, funny enough, from 1976. This is a film from Alfred Soule. This is Alice, Sweet Alice. Yes, Alice, Sweet Alice here from Arrow Video. The colors, it's weird. It's kind of weird on this camera, but it is bright yellow. I guess it's kind of contrasting with the wall back here. When I hold it back a little bit, yeah, you can see it's more yellow. This is a OOP special edition here. So I dropped some good guap on this. I found it on eBay for about 55 bones. And I know I could have went the standard for about 25 to 30 on Amazon, which is, of course, this doesn't come with the slip, doesn't come with the booklet or the poster. And I said, hell no. If there's ever a movie that you need to buy in special edition blue, it's Alfred Soule's Alice, Sweet Alice. So I'm just wanted to do a brief Blu-ray spotlight, talk about the movie a little bit, of course. We could slip this cover off and whoa, bam, original cover art. If you survive this night, nothing will scare you again. Of course, the alternate title, of course, of The Mask Murders, and there was also the alternate title of Communion, which the church, of course, had a big say in, and they said, hey, we don't want you using that word as the title. That was the original title, was Communion, and then it changed to The Mask Murders somewhere, and then, of course, the one that really ended up sticking was Alice, Sweet Alice. So this is the original cover art. Of course, you do have this newly commissioned artwork, which I actually think is one of the very rare instances where I like this better than the original. Like, this is good cover art, don't get me wrong. This is classic 1970s cover art, but man, you can't fucking beat this, man. I really don't think you can. And of course, if you open up this is the cool thing about Arrow. You know, they always do these where you have of course, on one side, it's the original. On the flip side, you get the newly commissioned artwork. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to switch that at the end of the video to the newly commissioned artwork, because I just really like that. Of course, you do have the disc with the newly commissioned artwork. So you have this awesome little booklet here, which I'm going to take a look at for y'all. Little Alice, Sweet Alice booklet with the Hulk Hogan colors, brother, red and yellow attack. Just really cool stuff. I love how Arrow, you know, packs all their stuff. I have so many cool special editions from them, whether it be The Last House on the Left, whether it be The Hills Have Eyes, whether it be The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. And this is another one where I'm so glad that they gave this the special edition treatment that it deserved. It's a 4K scan, but it is still a standard Blu-ray, so 1080p with the 4K scan. I have not checked out the transfer yet. I just got this in the mail today. If you don't recognize who that is, or who this is, of course, on the cover, that is a young Brooke Shields, who actually is the opening victim of this movie. No spoilers here. She's dead 5 minutes into the movie, so there's no real big spoiler. It basically, you know, for people that aren't familiar with the movie, Alice, Sweet Alice tells the story of these two sisters, and the younger of the two is receiving her Holy Communion. And on the day of the communion, she is, you know, suffocated and then burned alive inside of this church right before she's about to receive communion. And then the movie kind of plays out as sort of an American giallo, where this, you know, person with a yellow raincoat and this creepy, you know, translucent whitish mask is killing people off left and right, and we have to figure out who it is. To me, the closest to an American giallo that we've ever gotten, of course, you have this awesome picture here of this is when Brooke Shields is getting attacked by the unknown killer, the unknown assailant. We have some, you know, explanation. We have this awesome scene in a stairwell, which is very Hitchcockian. And you could see that Alfred Soule was a student of the game, of the school of Alfred Hitchcock, man, because this movie just drips with tension and atmosphere and really, really good, you know, scare sequences. I really enjoy this movie a lot. And of course, this tells you a little bit about the restoration, how they went about, you know, changing the movie, making it look a little bit better. I know this is a grainy film. If you've seen older prints of this, I remember old school back in the day renting the VHS, and that thing was beat up. I mean, you could almost fucking feel the grain. That's how much grain was on this. So I actually was very interested in how the transfer turns out. I will be getting to it. I watched it the other night You know, I watched it on some platform and I went, it's a shame I don't own this movie. And I wanted to make sure that I got the special edition. I'm happy I did, because this booklet, you know, this newly commissioned artwork, this slip cover, it's in itself. I know it's so weird because it's almost the same exact color as this wall. So it's kind of blending in a little bit. So I'm sorry about that. It's kind of weird to get the lighting right on this son of a bitch. I swear to you, it is yellow, which is kind of a weird, I guess, the contrast with the wall. It would go good maybe right here. Maybe we'll replace the Beatles. Well, nobody puts the Beatles in the corner. We're going to have to put the Beatles in the corner for good old Brooke Shields and Alice, Sweet Alice. But, of course, my favorite thing about any Arrow release is when they give you the cool little mini poster. And this one's double-sided, so this is pretty freaking cool. Of course, on the one side, you're going to get the Alice, Sweet Alice Killer Kit, which I'm going to open for you guys here. How freaking cool is that? Now you can be the killer you've always wanted to be. It's fun. It's fun. Always these fucking reverses. Ages 7 years and up. This is so cool. The whole killer's gimmick. And then on the reverse side, which I really want to frame this and put this up because I love this fucking movie and I love this cover art, and I do think it would blend in perfectly. It's the same exact yellow as my fucking wall, and of course, the Sleepaway Camp 3 here. So it would be really cool to put this on the side of Alice, Sweet Alice. So I'm thinking about getting, maybe I'll drive out to the old Hobby Lobby tomorrow, get a frame for this son of a bitch, and I will frame this because I think this is a fucking awesome movie that is totally worth buying the special edition for. Now, if you want the special edition, if you can't settle for the standard dish, like I couldn't really settle for the standard dish. You can probably find these on eBay. However, I got the last reasonably priced one. These go for around, I saw this one was like 50 and change, which I got for 55 and or whatever with the shipping. I've seen ones for over 100. I've seen sealed copies go for like 150. So granted, sealed doesn't matter to me. This is mint condition. Like you would never know this was pre-owned. This guy kept it in, like I talked to the guy, I was like, hey, like you took care of it. And he said, yes, I'll send you a picture of it right now. And he sent, I was like, dude, I would never even known that this was pre-owned. Like it looked that nice. And I figured 55 bones, a little expensive, but I figured the price was sort of right here. Especially for a movie that I enjoy as much as Alice, Sweet Alice. I think it's really one of the most underrated horror movies of the 1970s. And I'm super happy that I could finally pick this one up. You know, even if it costs a little bit extra, no big deal at all, because to me, the best ones are worth it. The classics, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dawn of the Dead, you know, Last House on the Left. These are movies you always have to buy on Blu-ray special edition. And Arrow, in my opinion, nobody does it better in the game than Arrow. Nobody does better transfers. Nobody does better packaging, better newly commissioned artwork. You can't beat that. That's some of the best newly commissioned artwork I've ever seen. It looks more yellow on this than it does on the fucking slip cover here. But I swear to you, it's just the lighting. They're both the same fucking color yellow. It's just for some reason this one is not as lit as well. So I mean, it is what it is. But that is the Blu-ray spotlight for Alice, Sweet Alice. This is a movie I definitely want to talk about down the road on A Grande's Graveyard. I know I'm doing the 3 Animals trilogy coming up in a couple weeks, where I'll talk about 3 Argento Giallos. But it would be fun to do maybe a Giallo from other countries, which is not as common as you would think. You know, there aren't too many American Giallo movies because, let's face it, Giallo and Italy go hand in hand. But I do like that they did use the color yellow here to promote this and with the newly commissioned artwork, because I mean, Giallo in Italian is yellow. So it really goes perfect with this. Is of course, Brooke Shields, the knife, the killer mask, and Alice, Sweet Alice written in blood. You can't beat it. Arrow's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Yes, that's Arrow. So, yeah, I just wanted to briefly gush about this. I'm super excited to add this to the collection. I'm going to put it right up with my other Arrow stuff. I'm just sort of a nerd for this type of thing. And I promise down the road, I definitely will review the film in full detail. We'll get into all the dirty spoilers and all those things. But everybody, thank you so much for watching. Again, brief video. I appreciate it. Just wanted to do a brief update video and tell you guys about this awesome new blue. So everybody, thank you so much for watching. We will catch you next week on Grande's Graveyard, where I dive headfirst into this kookiest, spookiest, ookiest family that there ever was in horror's history, the Addams Family. So I'll be looking forward to that. Everyone have a safe, happy, healthy weekend. We will catch you next time. Only, come on, we'll do a second time because it's just getting over like Rover. Only on the Graveyard. Too sweet peace, and we'll catch you next time. Good night, everybody.